And now, the final challenge in this run of Falsebound Kingdom, Kaiba's campaign anyway. We are going to be dealing with some of the most irritating pests in the dang game, okay? Let's run it down. Scott's got about the same team as before. Skull Knight, which I only just now realized is a spellcaster, and the Serpent Knight Dragons. They're actually pretty pathetic, because I don't think his stat line really changed compared to Yugi's campaign. No, the real issue is all of these pests with their barrage attacks, especially considering they have Swift. Swift? Really? These guys have Lucky, and I actually don't know if I should even risk going to fight any of them. That's going to be a pretty terrible gamble. Trying to think who's like the safest bet. I'm gonna say Weevil's not really going to be any significant help in the upcoming battle, so I am going to send his team to take out the Magnet Warriors, and then I will have Ishizu positioned to fight Scott. Just by virtue of the fact that the Dragon Capture Jar is the best thing I can work with. Our base does inherently have a healer, so if anything does go south, I can have the team come back here and heal for a while. It's what I'll need anyway. What are you doing? You're like hugging up along the side. Did I tell you to go that way? I'm trying to remember if I did or not. Now, I need to think who would be the smartest call to go in point here. If I lose Mokuba, I'm not, like his team, I'm not going to be too upset about that because they've been outclassed for a while. Sure, having the Summon Skull is great, but I don't know. It's not the hugest issue. The multiple Dark Energies will help. Like, their stats are okay, it's just, I don't know if they'll survive any barrage attacks. It's incredibly risky, is the biggest issue. Honestly, I'm almost tempted to have them fight Scott's team. But they don't have enough attacks available. No, I should really just have them as pinch hitters if I feel like I can't get far otherwise. I cannot risk losing on Satsu. If I do that, then the next campaign is just going to be kind of borked. I know it's a little anticlimactic not using the Blue Eyes unless I absolutely have to, but I don't really have a choice in this scenario. They're going to get whooped almost instantly. I can't risk that happening. Actually, you know what? I think I have a fair compromise for this. We're gonna have our side teams go in and take care of the big threat when it arrives. But I think Kaiba's Blue Eyes are more than strong enough to handle Scott on their own right now. It's only fitting, don't you agree? First, let's see how this nonsense goes. All they have is the polymerization, same as usual. It's looking like Gamma is probably the best choice on who to take out first. It's not Beta, I know that. Which is weird. Doesn't Beta normally have the lowest defense of the three Magnet Warriors? Okay, you're confused. So I think we're in the clear. If this... Yeah, Flame Swordsman's next attack needs to connect, and then you should be finished, I think. I don't know if it's just how small they are, but it looks like their attacks have... At least Alpha's attack there, it looks like that has no weight to it. Like, it's just a dinky little sword tap. If it wasn't for the huge Sparkle effect, I would say the same about that move. I'm going to have to guard here because they're getting a little irritating with how quickly they're attacking. I think we'll be okay, though. I'll blue medicine once to be on the safe side. Because otherwise, 2 more hits and Ciaru could fall. Alright. Moving along. Yeah, I guess that was the smart move. The defense is high enough, it feels like even Flame Swordsman isn't doing that much damage, surprisingly. You know, all I can say about this combination is I'm happy it's not XYZ Dragon Cannon, because since there's all those secondary fusions for that, if you only took out one, then they could still do whatever they wanted. Which, that would actually be kind of a cool idea in a pick-your-poison type scenario. The only issue is, I'm not sure if you could do that, like, what you would do to fuse all 3 if you were only going to fuse 2 otherwise. I guess if you wanted to fuse all 3, they'd have the Z button or something. Just make that an all 3 command? I don't know. Would require more programming, I guess, but come on, it feels like a waste not to. And somehow this fool actually survived a full fight. I guess because I had to heal once and guard. It didn't help, but I mean, it didn't really matter. Yeah, I think we'll send Kaiba to take out Mr. Scott. We finally got the special move. Level 50 on the nose. Too little too late, but I'll take it. It's a cool looking attack, if nothing else, but that was only 290 damage? Really? Man, huge defense stat there. Or maybe the attack just loses a bit of power when it has to disperse itself. I guess that's a fair trade-off. Alright, send Weevil back down onto the north side of this little exchange here. We may as well have his team just full blue medicine, because I feel like I'm gonna lose them here anyway. It's time. Alright, I'll stay quiet for this. Also, I'm not sure why Kaiba said it's ancient superstition about the Dark Spirit. Unless that was like some lore in the game or something. I mean, for goodness sakes, this is at least post-battle City, Kaiba. You should know that nonsense is gonna happen. Skull Knight... yeah. That's mildly annoying, but we'll be fine. I'm not going to fuse right away unless it seems like there's actually a serious risk. Because I want them to waste some of their attacks. Like that. I'll blue medicine myself here. Finally, they attack the one in the center and not one on the sides, but again, they're consolidating their attacks onto one dragon still, which is mildly annoying. Alright, here we go. Cool looking shot, not gonna lie. I don't know about anybody else, but Skull Knight definitely reminds me of Steppenwolf from the Justice League movie. More specifically the Snyder Cut, I guess, because it looks better in that one. You know, I'm not gonna say that movie is a masterpiece or anything, but yeah, the cuts they made in the 2017 version just... How did they not see that was a bad idea ahead of time? I get that you want to shorten it for the sake of, like, keeping pace, but there were just so many poor decisions for quality of life in that version. But, you know, the whole thing about the DC's live-action universe up until that point was so scatterbrained, it was... How did somebody once describe it? So, we go from Man of Steel to Batman v Superman, then we had Suicide Squad right after, and Wonder Woman. So, think about it in the context of, like, the MCU. That'd be kind of like jumping from Iron Man 1 to Captain America Civil War, then throw Guardians of the Galaxy off on the side, and then we go into Thor 1, or something like that. And, okay, obviously that's not 100% accurate because they need... It's the way they tried to establish the world, but the pacing just felt so slapdash in a lot of cases. And really, as early as 2016, they wanted to reboot the thing, but they sunk so much money into it, they were trying to salvage it, it was just the sunk cost fallacy for a long time. It's like they had to do it sooner rather than later. Either they were going to be struggling the whole time, or they just had to pull the plug and hope for the best. Like, I saw Blue Beetle. It wasn't a masterpiece by any stretch. It was a reasonably good movie. I kind of wish it did a little better than it did, because I feel like there's way worse movies that have come out this year that made a lot more than it. And with all the nonsense arguments around it, I just felt as though it did deserve a fair chance. Probably should have done that before, but whatever. Am I actually going to finish them in this fight? It depends on whether or not I miss. I don't know. I think the rebooted universe does have a decent chance. People just need to give it a chance, and they need to avoid the poor decisions they made the first time around. The studios need to do. But, sadly, I fear that's not going to happen. Hey, if they made poor decisions but they still made money, they're going to keep making those decisions. Alright, here we go. I have, like, a hair to mash A and stop Kaiba from moving before the next fight begins. Let's see if I can do it. I'm gonna stay quiet and focus. Focus being a key term. More specifically, I'm just going to mash A. I don't want y'all to hear my controller clacking like... Yeah, we've already heard this spiel. Okay, I guess I didn't have a frame, darn it. Also, I like how that dialogue was basically copy-paste from the one in Yugi's story, but with no difference. So, here's our problem. We need to flee immediately, or they're going to lose. There's no getting around that. I was kind of hoping that Slifer would have counted as a dragon-type monster, but I guess I'm not going to get that lucky. What? Oh my god, I can't flee. There's nothing I can do. I can't flee. How can I not get away? Well then. This is unfortunate. It appears I have encountered a failed state. Yeah, there's really nothing I can do to get out of this, is there? It didn't push me back because they're too wide. That must be it. Well, I can hope the game just, like, spazzes out and lets them into the wall somewhere, but I don't think I'm gonna get that lucky. Alright, let me think this through. So, I gotta actually remember what my rule was for this scenario, because if I can't get out of here, then I don't lose the file. I said that's like an optional thing, and I guess this is why the option exists. I'm actually kind of surprised Slifer hasn't gone first this whole time. But this does mean that the blue eyes are gone, and I can't use Kaiba during the second attempt at this mission. No, it let me press A, but there's not enough time. It's like 1 frame, because I heard the click right there. There's straight up no way they can survive. They don't have enough moves. Wait, why did they only have 2 attacks? I thought they had 3 before. Is there like some type of diminishing returns thing? Like, if I keep fleeing, do they just lose attacks or something? I guess I gotta suck it up and see what happens. And yeah, his attacks are so massive he lags the game. Wow, that's actually atrocious. Holy frick. Yeah, we're dead. There's nothing we can do here. The blue eyes are kaput. My poor friends. Well, we already know this spiel. I can hope beyond hope that the Ultimate Dragon can somehow wait him out, but I fear that's not going to happen. Didn't even hit, of course. Did he use the double attack again? What if I just keep guarding? Will I be okay? Well, maybe not like that. So the Ultimate Dragon has survived, thank goodness. I guess I'll try getting in a few hits just for the sake of doing that, because I do still have to fight this thing. But man, this is a serious problem, because if I can't escape anyway, well then, I gotta reload the mission, I can't use the blue eyes anymore, I can't even really use Kaiba, I gotta just keep an eliminated monster with him, and then we're done. Oh shoot, he still loses the fight because all I did was guard. This is a problem. Yeah, I think I pretty much bricked the file here. Well, this is unfortunate. Man, I wasn't even doing any real damage either. Okay, I didn't brick the file, but this is kind of the problem we were talking about. Is that we now gotta reload the save. Yeah, there's no point in letting this play out. Alright, let's resume.